Evaluation is the most important part in any Toastmasters journey and a Toastmasters meeting. That's why I believe that we've got to evaluate, to motivate and elevate. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, welcome guests. Let me repeat that. That's the one message I want to leave with you at the end of 7 minutes. Evaluate, to motivate and elevate. Now, why the need for this message? I'm sure all of you will agree with me that we joined Toastmasters, one thing to overcome stage fear. That's done. We give our first speech, we pretty much conquered stage fear. But that's the first step. The next most important step is you've got to evolve, grow, learn as a speaker. And there I'm left wondering whether we are doing that. Now, how do we learn, grow, evolve as a speaker? We are given feedback as to how we perform. It's going to happen shortly in the next about 10 minutes or so. And where does feedback come? From the evaluation session. And with due respect to the evaluations being dished out in our club, with due respect to the evaluators, I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about the process. And I feel there are gaps, there are lacunae, which perhaps we could address. And I have a vision for the club with regard to evaluation. So my vision for Bangalore Toastmasters Club is that all speech evaluations are meaningful, helpful and thoughtful. Now just give me a moment. The first step, I just describe my vision and I use this triad. I want evaluations to be meaningful, helpful and thoughtful. Meaningful. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Toastmasters International has given us guidelines. I'm afraid to say many evaluators fail to stick to that. For whatever reason or reasons you attribute, that's secondary, tertiary. What's of primary importance is we don't stick to the guidelines. Just sample this. Members, new members and guests coming for the first time, icebreaker, the first project in your CC, competent communicator, what Sathik mentioned. The objectives are, you begin speaking for an audience and the evaluator is supposed to talk about the strengths the speaker possesses and areas for improvement. The speaker comes here, overcoming all the demons, brushing aside all those fears, he completes his speech and goes back. Evaluator comes on stage and says, where was the body language? That somebody who gave that speech, that somebody is not in the club anymore and there's no language from him. Another evaluator says, voice modulation. You have to work on your voice modulation. You must pause. The new speaker presses the pause button completely. Yes friends, we are laughing. I'm just putting in a very humorous way. But on a more serious note, I think the repercussions could be very nasty. Cascading effect is bad. So the first meaningful objective of mine is stick to the guidelines. Let's not go outside. It's very, very well mentioned. The second in my vision, helpful evaluations. When I say helpful, evaluators tell us what has to be done. But the million-dollar question, how it's ought to be done. Now as a speaker, I'm lost. How do I improve? One evaluator says, you got to use the stage well. Brilliant suggestion. As a speaker, I'm just wondering, how? So perhaps, when I say, the narrator can tell the speaker, use the stage well, you have one point in your body to talk. You finish that. Now you're moving to the second point. You give a verbal transition that brings me to the second point. And I move physically. So that's one suggestion. Helpful as in how to improve. Not only where to improve, how to improve. That becomes helpful. And the third part in my vision, which I want to describe, is thoughtful evaluations. Now here, we all come in to learn, grow and improve. There's no point just being so rosy, sugar-coated and a whitewash. Speaker finishes the speech, the evaluator comes on stage, my gosh, what an awesome, mind-blowing speech. Speaker is wondering, really? I'm not sure. Evaluator goes down, GE comes, gentle evaluator. I couldn't agree more with the evaluator. Why wonderful, what do I say about this? Geez, we have to say something. So there, thoughtful evaluations are, the evaluator got to give some constructive feedback. Don't give something which is just so sugar-coated, so sweet. It has to have areas for improvement. It's got to be put in a very tactful, diplomatic way. Otherwise, it becomes bitter pill to swallow. That's what I meant by thoughtful vision. Moving on, that's one part. I described my vision. Now, the importance for this vision. Why is this vision important? We've heard that classic adage, right? English maxim. Feedback is the breakfast for champions. 5 minutes up? And champions, all of us want to be champion speakers, but what is the kind of evaluation they're receiving? I think it's only, just imagine having breakfast, bread and jam, only kesari bath. Milk loaded with sugar and little bit of cereals. It's too sweet, right? Not going to grow. So you have to have, it's got to be a little sweet, a little sour. Sour in terms of where we have to improve. That's why I say it's important. We have a breakfast which is balanced, wholesome and nourishing. Balanced with your strengths and areas to improve. Nourishing where the speaker can improve. That's the importance. All of you agree with me? We have to get feedback which helps us improve. Now, what would be the impact of my vision if we take this seriously? First, the members receiving the feedback, I'm sure you'll agree with me, is going to help us grow in our speaking journey. Right? Evaluators. I'm going to open some senior members of our club. Evaluators, we given tips how to evaluate. They improve as evaluators. We also have a contest, right? At the district level, you can improve your evaluation skills. Not only that, I've seen many guests over the last 8-10 years who tell me, just see me for the first time, we like your evaluation, and they're pretty much interested, they want to join the club. Now even guests are enthused, that's an impact. And now when speech is improved, evaluations improve, that's 2/3 of the meeting. The quality of the meetings just skyrocket. You have better speeches, better evaluations, and the quality of the meetings improve. That's the impact we're talking about. Now friends, talking about importance, it's materialize a vision only if I have the support of each one in this room. And when I say the support, the first thing I need the support of members. When you receive the new style evaluations, please understand we're talking about your performance, not you as a performer. Please don't take it apart. We're talking about the issue, the content, not you as a person. That's the first thing. Evaluators, when we give you some tips on how to evaluate better, again the same thing. It's about our personal improvement growth. We're not telling about the individual. So please note that, right? It's going to make a huge difference. I need the support of the Vice President Education, Melvin. You played a big role. Thank you, Chani, my friend. And also the Sergeant Arms, Chandar, where are you, my friend? Yes, because my goal is, my vision is, these two people will drive. He's so enthused, he doesn't want to sit down. He's already gone to my vision. Could you please note that? Way to go, Chandar. I got it. I just worked with 30 seconds. The point is, I need support of people and also subcommittees to drive this vision. This is one thing, friends. Evaluate to motivate and elevate. This Toastmaster, please.